a posar la pila. No passa res, espera.
Francesc Ruiz и Aniol Macau, которые приехали к нам предварительно, путешествовав по всей Европе автостопом. Таким же образом они попали в Тбилиси и знакомились там с огромным количеством художников. И, наконец, они здесь, в Баку. Приехали только вчера. И вот о своем путешествии они вам сегодня расскажут, а также покажут зарисовки, фотографии, поделятся впечатлениями и всем тем, что в итоге пойдет в книгу, которую они планируют издать, когда это путешествие будет к своему завершению. Я прошу вас поприветствовать.
Okay, hello. First of all, we would like to thank YARAT Art Center to be here, and especially Olivia and Leila to be like, it was a really good welcome, and also Yana, she was really good with us and she helped us a lot. And actually we are doing this lecture in kind of an exchange for help. Yeah, well, my name is Francesc Ruiz. I come from Palamós. It's a small town between Barcelona and France. And I was studying fine arts in Barcelona for 5 years in painting and graphic, and then I changed to Leipzig in Germany. It's in East Germany, close to Berlin. And then I finished my studies there.
So, salam oluyor. Benim adım Güneş. Ben tercümeciyim Azerbaycan'da. Vardı ki onun Francesc ve o Barcelona'dan geldi biraz ve prezentası göstermek için o YARAT'a çok sağ olun bildirir. Hemşirelik Olivia Hanım'a ve Leila Hanım'a. Barcelona'da küçük bir şehirden gelir ve I'm sorry, German?
Leipzig.
Leipzig.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you again. My name is Aniol Macau, and I'm also from Barcelona. And yeah, like 2 years ago, I finished my studies in Germany also, but in Berlin. And yeah, I studied fine arts between Mexico, the Basque Country, Barcelona, and I finished it in Germany. So now, my specialization is about image photography, and yeah, we are now working together in a project called Hiding Maps, no? And yeah, so yeah, we are working because we won a grant from Barcelona from a foundation called Fundació Boix-Coranty. And it's a foundation that every year they give 4 grants to 4 different students, artists, to develop their projects. So we were lucky, no, we wrote this project, and we were lucky, so we won it. And yeah, we are working on it.
Okay. Ve o da hemşirin Almanya'nın karatan testlerini incelemek üzere ve o hemşirin grant kazanmıştır ve bu programda size göstermek için ve bu sadece Barcelona'da bir olabilir.
Yeah. So we'll talk about this project, how we are living, how we are working, how we are traveling. And after explaining this, well, we will talk also about our background a little bit, where do we come from, what our previous works, no? And then we will finish with a small movie we made some months ago. And yeah, I will open the micro if anybody has some questions or if we want to discuss something.
Okay, so onlar size şimdi gösterecekler, danışacaklar hemşirenin nece seyahatleri geçip, oradaki maceralar ve hemşiremisi ve hemşirenin sonunda size balaca size film gösterecekler ve sizin mikrofonunuzu size verecekler ve sizin sorularınız olsa verebilirsiniz.
Okay, so my name is Aniol, and when I was 19 years old, I was in my second year in university. And yeah, the first 2 years I was working on arts and small places, closed spaces. But then, when I was 19, I was living in the Basque Country in Bilbao. So I decided to make a change, okay, to change my mind a little bit and start working in open spaces, you know, and connecting the experience of traveling with art. Because traveling is something I had been doing since I was really a child, you know, with my parents, friends, etc. But then I started, you know, to think about it and to connect, make this connection.
Ve 19 yaşında olarken when you were 19 you were in Barcelona. 19 yaş olanda Barcelona'da olanda o hemşinin işleri de kapalı mekanlarda. Ancak sonradan o fikrim değişti ki o sentezlemeyi çok sever ve bu aklı çok düşünür ve her ikisini birlikte birleştirmeye davet olabilir.
Okay. Yeah, and I will show you some small experiments I started doing, you know, in these open spaces while traveling. You know? So this is, I go fast with the explanation. This is about, well, during a trip, hitchhiking trip to Romania, to Europe East, I was photographing all the stains, all the petrol stains I was finding on the way, no, on asphalt. So yeah, they are working, you know, like some abstract compositions, abstract paintings, no, and so I was really into it, no, like looking into all these stains. No?
So those are petrol.
Yeah, all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so o Romanya'ya seyahat ederken hemşinin yolda o şekiller çekildi ve bunlar bir petrol şekilleridir ve hemşinlerin şekilleridir ve this is all about. What this is all about?
Yeah, it's about photography.
Yeah, this is hemşin photography.
Yeah, and then with all these pictures of petrol, I started doing like a small book, you know, like a guide of all these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ve hemşinin bunun hakkında da küçük yazılar yazmaya başladı öz kitabında.
Okay, and now a second experiment. I did it like three years ago. I was in Mexico City living, and I was hitchhiking as well with other people, and there I was working in an artist workshop together. So during a trip, I was collecting from the highways. I was collecting objects from asphalt, no, objects coming from cars, no, parts of cars.
So o 3 yıldan evvel Meksika'da olup hemşinin ve orada da hemşinin tecrübeler aparır ve bunların hamısı da yoldan taptığı eşyalar ve onlardan hamısıdır.
Yeah, and then I collect all these objects from asphalt, no, from outdoors. Then I went to the studio. And yeah, and starting reorganizing all this material, no, to create new identities about all this universe you find on the road.
Ve yoldan toplu bu eşyaları yeniden düzeltmeye ve yeniden teşkil etmeye.
Yeah. And after all these projects living in Mexico, I went to Berlin, to Germany, to finish my degree. And that is where I met him. We started something.
Yeah.
Ve bu tecrübelerden sonra o Berlin'e kaydedip öz bakalım derecesini bitirmek için ve bu hemşinin orada hemşinlerine karşı oldu.
Yeah. I studied in Barcelona, and before studying there, I was really interested in painting and graphic. So I was used to work in studios, like open spaces.
O Barcelona'da okuyup ve o diğer ve kapalı mekanlarda yok ve açık mekanlarda işlemeye alışık artık.
Yeah, like this is some of my paintings, but today I will not talk about paintings. But if there is a website, if someone wants to check it out, I will talk more about how the traveling affects my artistic practice.
Ve hemşinin o şekiller çekir ve bu onun bayaqki slayd onun şekillerinden bir neçəsiydi ve eğer siz çoxunu görmək istəyirsinizsə website var, ondan baxabilirsiniz.
Yeah. So one of the things when I was painting in my studio, I was wondering, wow, like I'm doing things here, but I'm missing what's happening outside. And I think art has to be a way of mixing reality, what's happening in our surroundings with creativity.
O bütün bunları çekerken hem de düşünürdü ki bu hemşinin neyse o kaçırdır ve bu neyse şekil çekmek bu kaçırmamalı zaten ve ona göre de seyahat etmeye başladı.
So I always was doing sketchbooks, and I started like paying more attention to them. So I was like carrying always in my pocket and like doing drawings and paintings.
Sketchbook ne olduğunu bilirsiniz herhalde ve onun hem yanında sketchbook olup ve her zaman o şekiller çekildiğini düşünüyorum.
And then this was I started doing books because it's a way where I was like collecting all these drawings and experiences more on the road, and then editing them and thinking more about it.
Biz başladı bunları götürmeye ve yeniden onlar üzerinde çalışmaya, edit etmeye.
Yeah, and yeah, so this with this I went to Germany in my last year of studies, and I didn't know all the stuff before. I was traveling a lot with my family and around. And apparently in Germany, I guess because of the communist background, it's really popular.
O derecesini bitirmek için Berlin'e gidip ve bunlar hakkında daha önceden bilmirdi. Ancak ailesiyle seyahat edirdi. Ancak komünist kökten gelmeyle bakarak bunlar daha orada.
So it was impressive because I started meeting people that when they finished the studies, they made huge trips. They went to South America or like to Spain by finger. Yeah, hitchhiking.
Ve siz bilirsiniz de herhalde otostop ne demekti. Ya bütün yani maşınları böyle saklamak. Ve o seyahat ederken orada çok adam böyle seyahat.
So then I was kind of inspired by them, and I did it once, and I went to Berlin where my best friend was living, and my best friend was the flatmate of Aniol.
Yeah, flatmate.
Yeah, roommate.
Ve bu da hemçinin Francesco da hemçinin başladı böyle seyahat etmeye ve hemçinin Aniol'un ortak yoldaşı da hemçinin böyle seyahat etmeye.
And then we meet each other, and we realized that we studied in the same university. We didn't know before. So Aniol was explaining me all the projects and how he understood this idea of the studio as a way of like mix it with life, like traveling and producing.
Ve orada hemçinin birbirleriyle tanış oldular ve hemçinin başa düşüpler ki onlar bir üniversitede okurdular ve orada kararlaştırıplar ki bunu hemçinin seyahat etmekle birbirine əlaqələndirmək daha yaxşı olar.
So I was really interested, and then is when I proposed him to do this trip together.
Ve orada hemçinin öz proyektləri haqqında danışıblar ve o hemçinin çox heyecanlı olub bu seyahatləri birlikte etmeye.
And here we are.
Okay, so let's continue. Yeah, here there is a Europe and Middle Asia map, no? And you can see two lines, no? These two lines are our trips because we started in different moments, this project and this travel. And yeah, he started 2 months ago, I started 1 month ago, no? Because I was busy in Barcelona.
Okay, so burada bu haritada siz Avrupa'nın ve Asya'nı görebilirsiniz ve burada iki hat var. Çünkü onların ikisi de ayrı ayrı vaxtlarda başlayıblar. Biri 2 ay evvel başlayıb ve onların kırmızı hat ve mavi hatta görebilirsiniz onların necə səyahət ediblər.
Yeah, and then we met in a central point, no? After these months traveling alone, no? We met in Ankara, in Turkey, and then from Ankara to Baku, we continued our trip together.
Ve onlar Ankara'da, Türkiye'de yeniden görüştüler ve oradan Bakü'de bir yere geldiler.
Yes, and the project is still going, no? So we arrived yesterday in Baku, and not tomorrow, but maybe in 2-3 days, we continue our way, no? To Kazakhstan, and then we will see. Yeah. So we are on the road now. Yeah.
Onlar hemçinin yeniden seyahat edirlər və bir neçə gündən sonra onlar yeniden devam edəcəklər seyahatlərini Kazakhstan'a gedəcəklər.
We will talk before just talking about the project itself. We will talk about the way we live because we find it's really important to explain it as well.
Necə yaşadıkları haqqında da sizə məlumat verəcəklər.
Okay. So okay, so we talk about basic things, no? But yeah, we want to explain it because it's sometimes it's funny, no? to keep the eye there. So yeah, walking, no, it's something everybody is doing every day, all the life. But yeah, for us it's also important, no, because as we told you, we are hitchhiking, but in the same time, to find the hot spots for hitchhiking, we have to walk. No? So yeah, it's important.
Onlar hem seyahat ederken hem bu istikam istifade edilir, hemçinin ancak bunlar öyle yerler var ki onlar sadece yürümeli olur. Bu onların kendine yapıyor.
Also, of course, autostop is the way we are moving during this trip, and it's interesting because you never know which cars will stop you. Sometimes we have like big trucks, and sometimes they are small cars.
Bazen onlar ikinci növ nəqliyyat onların hitchhiking belə deməklə onlar bilmirlər necə olur. Bəzən böyük kamazlarla gəlirlər, bəzən kiçik maşınlarla gəlirlər.
And sometimes they can take you, like you can cross the country, or for example, Azerbaijan we cross it to Baku, or sometimes you only take like someone who is going 1 kilometer or like is going to buy bread. It's like a short distance.
Bəzən keçirlər Azərbaycana, bəzən isə
sometimes it's the opposite, it's really short travel.
Bəzən isə çox az səyahət.
Yes, and
sometimes you stay longer, sometimes you stay yes, bəzən çox qalırlar, bəzən az qalırlar.
And also we want to say that hitchhiking is based on exchange. So we are exchanging.
Bu hitchhiking mübadele. Autostop bəzən mübadilə məsələsi formasında olur.
Okay, so another point, maybe we wait a bit. Yeah, maybe another point we want to explain is about eating. No, it's something like walking. Everybody's doing all the time, but we keep an eye there. No, for us it's we take care of it because we are traveling, but at the same time we are living. No, so yeah, we take care about what we eat, and also it's interesting. No, because in one side we have our own cooking equipment.
Normal insan gibi yaşıyorlar ve bunun için yemek yemektedir. Ve onların özleriyle taşıdıkları yemekler var.
Yeah, and while traveling, we are passing through different countries, different cultures, and different ways of eating. So it's interesting, not to be recommended by local people and trying to adapt.
Ve çok ülkelerden geçerken onların yemek medeniyeti, onların yemeği ve ayrılıkta her şey çok farklı olduğuna göre öz yerliler tarafından meslek görülen yemeklerden çok istiyorum.
Also sleeping, we have a tent. This is in Cappadocia. We have a tent with us, and it's the basic autonomy. We have autonomy because we can sleep wherever we want.
Onların taşıdıkları, özleriyle taşıdıkları şeyleri, çadırları var. Belediye onun içinde kalırlar. O şekilde Cappadocia'da çekilmişler.
And there's a lot of pictures about different structures we built. Like the first one is a picnic table. This was in Germany, and it was really windy. So we decided to put ourselves under the table, so it was kind of a house, a refugee.
Bunlar onların düzelttikleri eşyalardır ve birinci geldiğimiz piknik stollar. Is that the picnic table you stand?
Yes.
So o hareket edirdi and then siz altına oturdunuz.
Yeah, we put in the
Yeah, orada.
Yeah, with the tent and in the petrol station. Sometimes when a car drops us, it's really late, so we have to sleep and we have to come in the gas station.
Bəzən onları maşın harasa götürəndə çox gec olur və onlar belə benzin yerlərində.
Or if it's like a warm night, we can sleep back just in the ground if there is not too many mosquitoes.
Çok lalcadan olmazsa eğer ve de isti olarsa elde sadece yerdə.
Okay, and sometimes families, we found on the way, and they are really helpful and really hospitality people. So they invite us to their places, or sometimes also drivers, no? It's late, so the sun is going down, and the driver hitchhiking, he says, okay, you can come to my place.
Bəzən elə ailələr olur ki, onlar çox qonaqpərvər olurlar və öz evlərində onları qonaqlayırlar. Bəzən isə avtobus şoförləri də həmçinin görürlər ki, gün batır və onlar deyirlər ki,
or also, I don't know, like abandoned houses or under construction, no? It's like empty spaces and you find them and okay, it's raining, you go there and you are safe.
Və tərk edilmiş evlər və digər məkanlar, yəni boş yer gördüyünüzdə girib içinə tapılarsınız.
Yeah, and also hammock, no, between trees, it's really
useful.
Yeah. Or couchsurfing, maybe it's something you know, because it's really common now between, it's a network all around the world, and it's about exchanging also, and you have free accommodation wherever you go, so.
Couchsurfing denen bir şey var, yani bu internet vasıtasıyla tapırsınız ve burada devlet edirlər və burada ailələr yəni evlər.
Yeah, like it's I don't know if someone don't know it, but the concept is that if you have an extra couch in your home, you can leave it for someone. So if you are living, for example, in Baku, you make a profile and you said, yes, I have a free place for someone sleeping. So someone can type Baku and contact you. So also you can do it to all the cities. It's a really nice way.
Yeah. When we travel, no, we use it. But when we are in Barcelona, in our hometown, we are also offering to travelers. So you really feel this exchange.
Dağlar bu internet saytında elədir ki, siz profil yaratırsınız və kimin ki evində boş belə divanı varsa, sizi dəvət edir və siz orada qala bilərsiniz. Yəni orada yatmağa yeri varsa orada. Həmçinin Barcelona'da, when you were in Barcelona?
Yeah, when we are in Barcelona, in our city, we also offer.
Bəzən onlar Barcelona'da olanda, onlar da həmçinin bu internet vasitəsilə dəvət edirlər öz evlərinə, bizə insanlar.
Okay.
Yeah, well, moving landscapes, because we are moving all the time, so we are changing every time the places. Also, it's interesting when we are hitchhiking, because you start visiting places that they are not think to be used. For example, a highway. We, like all of us, we have seen highways, but you never stand there with your finger.
Onlar həmçinin səyahət edərkən müxtəlif landşaftlar görürlər, yəni müxtəlif formalarda yerlər görürlər və həmçinin belə böyük ana yollar olur, həmçinin orada avtostop çəkmək biraz qəribədir.
So it's interesting also traveling this way because you start using things that you never thought before and a lot of possibilities and doors are open.
Və digər əvvəllər görmədiyiniz şeylərdən istifadə etməyə başlayırsınız və imkanlar açıq olur.
Yeah. Also, petrol stations and nature. When we can, we try to also go to like some natural park. For example, in Georgia, we were some days there, so we can camp and like run and stay.
Onlar səyahət edərkən həmçinin belə dənizin üzərində, həmçinin belə təbiətdə qalırlar. Məsələn, Gürcüstanda onlar getdikləri yerdə üçüncü şəkildə qeydilir.
Yeah, and also the concept of mobile home, like we are carrying all the things we need to survive. We have everything inside a small bag, not really big bag. And you really realize that you don't really need so much things to live, no? So we like this idea, no? Like everything there and nothing else. So.
Onlar bilirlər ki, sadəcə yaşamaq üçün onların bir dənə belediyə qısıqları olur və onların içində onların yaşamaqları üçün hər bir ləvazımat alır və başa düşürsən ki, yaşamaq üçün çox da şey ehtiyacın özünə daşıya biləcəyin şeylərdir.
And also the idea of the studio, like we are carrying all the materials with us in our home, and when we find a nice place where we can chill, we can like set up everything and work.
Onların həmçinin özlərlə daşıya bildikləri studioları var və onlar hardasa dayandığında onu açıb düzəldib və işlərini edə bilərlər.
Yeah. And also, for example, this picture was in Turkey and we were hitchhiking, but it was raining in a restaurant. So we decided to stay there because we don't want to get wet.
Və bu şəkil Türkiyədə çəkilib və yağış yağırdı və onlar
In Turkey.
In Turkey?
Yeah.
And what did you do?
In a restaurant.
In a restaurant that güzel bir patient.
So it was nice because when we were start drawing, all the people were coming to us and they were asking us questions and we like draw them or show them pictures.
Ve onlar bu bilmelidir çünkü insanlar geldikçe bize çok bakırdılar ve sorular vermeye başladılar ve bu şekillerde kaldılar.
And also like it's interesting the relation with the this architecture and the environment. You know, each time we set up the studio in a different place, different things happen.
Her defa bu stüdyonun her birisi durumda muhtelif şeyler başlıyor.
Yeah. Okay. Now we will talk about the way we work. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The project we are doing, it's like 6 months traveling by hitchhiking, and we don't know like the title is that we don't know where we're going.
Bu autostop çekmek 6 aylık bir projedir ve onlar her defa bunu ettikleri bilmiyorlar hareket ediyorlar.
So it's what are we doing is a cartography of vital experience based on exchange. Cartography of vital experience based on exchanges.
Mübadele esasında bulunan fotoğraf.
Yeah, and also we are interested in travel in a like non-established way. Non-defined way.
Onların için seyahat edirler.
Yes. Also, we want to mention that the time it's really interesting because as we don't know where, like as we don't have any plan, we have to live in the present now. So the perception of time is changing.
Ve zaman davranışı onlar için değişir her defa seyahat ederken çünkü bilmirler ne vaxt, ne zaman hara gidecekler, necə gidecekler ve indini yaşamaya başlayır.
Yeah, it's like we are not in a hurry, and we have no pressure or we don't have a timetable where to stay this night tonight in a specific point. So it's we feel really free, for working and at the same time to
Onların hiçbir planları yoktur çünkü onlar gittikleri yeri bilmedikleri için hiç yere təyəssirlər üstlərində və təzyiq yoktur və plan qurmurlar hardasa yaşayacaqlar, necə olacaq.
And also, we like this idea that we are like getting lost constantly, but for us to get lost is not something bad. It's also something good. Like we are learning and like kind of looking forward what will happen about.
Ve onlar tez-tez itirdiler, gittikleri yerlerde ve ancak gitmek onlar için pis bir şey değil, yaxşı bir şeydir çünkü bu yolda onlar öğrenirler.
Yeah, there is a French word called derive, and it means it's this idea of walking or like doing trips without a clear destination.
Bu hemçinin bir Fransız sözü var bunlar için. What French word?
Derive.
Derive. Bu yani bu yaşam tarzını bildiren bir söz.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have different tools for doing this cartography of this trip, and now we will show you.
Muhtelif onların levazımatları var bu şekilleri çekmek için ve şimdi size gösterecekler.
Yeah. We are doing a lot of drawings, also as an exchange with the drivers.
Onlar çoklu şekiller çekirler ve hemçinin bu otobüs şoförleriyle mübadele edilir.
Yeah, also, we exchange tea for drawings in some restaurants.
Drawings and they give it.
Yeah,
So onlar çok çay içerken mesela çay hayş eden böyle şekillerde olur, özden çay alır.
So it's a really interesting way of approach to the people by drawing because you find a lot of connection. It's getting really surprising.
Yeah.
Çok meraklıydı çünkü her defa yeni insanlarla tanış olursunuz, muhtelif yerlerde olursunuz.
Yeah,
Meraklıydı.
there is. We don't speak the same language, but there is some communication as well, some connection.
Aynı dili danışmıyorlar ama yine de nəsə onlarda əlaqələr olur və
Okay. Yeah, and so we are working with photography, of course. So we have our cameras, and in one hand, for us it's something photography, using it as a document, for documenting all the experience. But in the same time, we use the language of photography to experiment and to look for other ways, of of understanding, of working, of creating.
Onlar fotoğrafyayla meşgul olurlar. Bu hemçinin onlar için bir sanat veya it's also art.
What?
It's also photography is also art.
Experimenting.
Yeah, documenting in one side, but also for experimenting the language.
Hemçinin de eksperimentlerden geçirmeye hemçinin sanatlar için.
Yeah, and also we are carrying some voice recorders, and yeah, we are all the time surrounded by landscapes and things, people, sounds. So yeah, we are making some cartography as well, with sound.
Hemçinin onların ses yazan maşinleri bu gözleriyle ve müxtəlif yerlərə getdikcə onlar müxtəlif seslərlə yazırlar.
Also, in each country, we are finding like concerts or people playing instruments, so it's a nice way also to approach them. We are collecting folk music.
Ve seyahat ettikçe çok bu yerlerde konsertler olur ve bu yolla hemçinin ses yazma maşinleri onlar bunlara yerli musikiyle yazırlar.
Yeah, and yeah, video. We are also recording a lot of videos, and we are videos.
Çok bu videolar
Yes, and the thing is, each week we are, with all these tools we are collecting all these experiences with some collections and other memorandums, and we are putting them in a box, and we are sending them to Barcelona.
Ve her defa her yere gittikçe oradan götürdükleri ve yeni gördükleri şeyleri bir kutuya koyup Barcelona'ya veriyor.
So during 6 months we will have 24 boxes.
6 ay arasında 34 kutu var.
And when we come back after the trip, we will open all these boxes and we will do a book.
Ve geri geldikten sonra bu kutuları açıp bir kitap yazacağız.
And we are also thinking to do a movie.
Ve hemçinin bir film hazırlamayı düşünüyoruz.
So this is what we are doing now. Keep on.
Yani bu dergiyle bir tercih.
Okay, so now we focus a bit about hitchhiking, about autostop, the conception for us about this way of traveling. And yeah, for us it's a way of traveling based on exchange. We are exchanging all the time things. Like in one side, for us it's maybe something material, because we are exchanging from point A to point B. So it's a way. So it's something material.
Yeah, exchange.
We are exchanging, the experience. Like they are giving us the travel, but we are giving something also.
Well, when they do this autostop, onlar hemçinin de mübadele ediyorlar ve bu çok materyaller olur, bazen başka şeyler olur ve bu yolda onlar devam ederler.
Yeah, because they give us this, the travel, but we are giving something, and this something it's information, because for example, truck drivers they are alone, always alone, So when they stop, they are really open to us, and they really want histories. They want to make some connection,
Çok fazla mübadele ederken materyalla verirler, ancak çok fazla mesela informasyon da verirler, malumat verirler. Mesela avtobus şoförleri onlar çok tek oluyorlar ve sizinle danışanda onlar çok açık oluyorlar.
Yeah, and also, for us it's hitchhiking. We understand it as a recycling something, because it's an overplus from society. Okay, it's an empty space, and we are coming there and we are going inside this space.
Mesela bu autostop onlar için meraklıdır çünkü bu açık bir şeye okşar ve siz açırsanız geçinebilirsiniz.
Yeah. And we like it because it's based on improvising all the time, and meeting a lot of people.
And constantly things are changing, and you lose control of the things, but you learn to lose control of things.
Ve onlar buna çok hoş diyorlar çünkü bu özünü inşa ettirmek demektir. Çünkü her defa yeni insanlarla tanış olurlar ve yeni insanlar görürler ve bunlar şurada çok önemli.
This is a quote I want to share with you. It's a Switzerland writer, and he was also traveling a lot all his life and writing books.
Bu quote İsveç bir yazıcının, o da yazıcının kodudur ve o da hem için çok seyahat edir, o da hem için çok yazırdı.
Yeah, one of them. I don't know if you can understand.
Bir seyahatin sebeplere ihtiyacı yoktur. Ve özüne sebep olmalı.
Well, basically, it's like I was thinking a lot about this when I started alone, because normally when you are doing a trip, you are thinking, okay, like I will go here and I will do that. But when you don't have any plan, you realize that you are not doing the trip. Like the trip is making you. Like.
Ve var mesela bunun mənası odur ki, hər dəfə siz plan qurmursunuz nəyisə etmək üçün və siz bilmirsiniz hara gedəcəyiniz. Bu deməkdir ki, siz planlayıb, plan sizi qurur.
Okay, so now we talk about other things, about hitchhiking also. It's about fear, no? The people in general, the people who is not hitchhiking very often or never, they are really afraid about the conception of hitchhiking, no? They find it dangerous, they find it not really safe. And the people who are hitchhiking, like us or like lot of people is also hitchhiking, no? And when we meet the other travelers, we are really agree about it's something really safe, and it's something, if the people has motivation to do it, everybody can do it. No? So yeah, it's just yeah.
Okay, so bu avtostop eləmək bəzi insanlar üçün çox təhlükəli və qorxulu gəlir. Ancaq biz hər dəfə yeni insanlarla tanış olanda biz onlara izah edirik və ortaq bir fikirdə anlaşırıq ki, bu heç bu göründüyü kimi qorxulu və təhlükəli deyil.
And it's something that during the trip you are finding all the time. For example, in Italy, they say like, no, autostop is pictured down.
Bəzən isə belə şəkillər görürlər. Məsələn, İtaliyada avtostop eləmək olmaz, yazsın.
But it's funny because like people stop you and you go up and then they say, hey, you shouldn't do that, it's dangerous. But at the same time they are picking you up. And this is over and over.
Bu çox bilməlidir çünki orada sadəcə maşını saxlayırlar və siz minəndə deyirlər ki, olmaz belə şey eləmək, ancaq yenə də bunu edirlər. Sizi yanına götürürlər.
And also some literature, some films about hitchhiking, no? That they say always hitchhike, like
horror movies.
Yeah, horror movies, no? About hitchhiking, and the people consume all these movies and they build a conception, no? About hitchhiking.
Və həmçinin belə kinolar var ki, bu avtostopla bağlı qorxulu filmlər var və bu insanlar buna baxırlar və yenə qorxurlar və buna görə də təhlükəli bir ad alır.
Also, hitchhiking is an interesting way because you realize that all these fears maybe are not true when you are doing it. So it's a good metaphor of how sometimes society is building you like things, fears or whatever, and then they are not true.
Və bu çox maraqlıdır çünki siz bu yolla izah edirsiniz ki, bu düzgün deyil, yəni təhlükəli deyil və bu cəmiyyətin sizə öyrətdiyi qorxuların səbəbini başa salırsınız.
And we learn to believe in people, not to trust. So it's
İnsanlara inanmağı öyrənirsiniz.
Yeah. Yes, we want to share you this website. It's called HitchWiki because we are using it a lot during this trip. And it's an open source website like Wikipedia. That means that everyone can add information.
Ve bu website'ın adı HitchWiki'dir ve bu website'den istifadə edilir. Wikipedia kimi bir şeydir ve Wikipedia kimi siz özünüz həmçinin oraya əlaqə edə bilərsiniz.
And we will show you how it works.
It's like it's like an open guide, you know, for hitchhiking. Oh, it's not.
Açık bir şeydir. İni göstərəcək verməyəcək şey.
Yes.
Yes, mappers.
Yeah. This is the main website.
Yeah, and there is this maps. Yeah.
You have a wall map.
So you see all the numbers there are places like hotspots they call.
Ve oradaki gördüğünüz bütün numaralar
So these are places where people have been before, and they told you, like for example at Baku, you see the points is where people had been, and if you click on the dot, for example, if it's a green dot, it means it's a really good hotspot. If it's red, it's not a green. Yeah. So this is perfect.
Noktaları insanlar evvelceden orada olup ve autostop edip ve o kırmızıdırsa yaxşı bir yer değil demektir ve yaxşıdırsa yaxşıdır.
And then if you click, you have like short text and also how much time the guy was waiting.
Ve onun üstüne bastığınız ve hepsini görebilirsiniz orada ne kadar gözlüyükler, evvelkiler.
Yeah, and also some like people add commentaries like I was 10 minutes here.
Yeah. Hepsini şerhleri de yazdılar insanlar mesela bunda elimizde kaldırmaya.
Okay. Yeah. And also there is you can also do it another way. You go here, wiki, and you type here.
But it's like Wikipedia, no? Like information, written information.
Ben şunu oraya yazabilirsiniz hatta. Çünkü Wikipedia.
So you see, it's like a video game. They told you like which places are good to go, direction Iran or Ganja. So you, like they said, you have to take this bus, stop here, you have to clean something.
Burada size neler etmek lazım olduğunu derler. Mesela Ganca'ya baskı yollar ve harda dayanmak lazımdı, harda etmek lazım.
Yeah, so I don't know, for example, someone tomorrow starts hitchhiking, no, from you, and you find a really good spot, it's not here. So you can go to the map in next week, no, you can go and you can find the place where you found and you can put this hotspot so everybody can participate.
Sizin aranızdansa kimse de gidip autostop eləmək istəsə, həmçinin bu sayta girib baxa bilər, hara getmək lazımdır, necə demək lazımdır.
And also, you can, like sometimes in some cities they give you tips like where you can sleep for free or where you can eat really cheap. So it's really useful when you arrive to a city that you don't know anything to get a kind of idea.
Bəzi şəhərlərə baxanda isə orada şəhərlərdə görə bilərsiniz ki, hara getmək lazımdır, harda yemək lazımdır, harda yatmaq lazımdır. Belə məsləhətlər verir.
Yeah, okay. And also we want to say you that, okay, we are explaining you our experience, our project, but also we are here to invite you to discover this way of traveling because in one side it's really inspiring way, you know, of living and traveling, and you find lots of things, you know. It's like in one day hundreds of things are happening, you know, because you are moving all the time and losing energy.
Onlar həmçinin bura həm bunu göstərmək üçün gəliblər, həmçinin sizi dəvət etməyə gəliblər həmin bu proyektdə. Çünki bu çox maraqlıdır, bilmirsiniz, hara gidirsiniz, müxtəlif insanlarla tanış olursunuz, sizin üçün də maraqlıdır.
And now we will show you a short movie we did 4 months ago. It's a trip in Catalonia, we started in Barcelona. And we didn't know where we were going. That was crazy. Like we asked people, "Where are you going?" and we go with them.
Bu size indi bir video göstereceğim. Her bir film 4 ay boyunca Katalonya'da çekilir ve orada göreceksiniz ki onlar insanlardan soruşurlar hara gittiklerini ve hemçinin soruştuktan sonra onlara buluşup bir yere gidiyorlar.
So the film is about like we were recording video and doing drawings, and it's an experimental movie, and it's in Spanish with Spanish subtitles.
Bu video İspan dilinde olacak, hemçinin İspan subtitle'lar olacak.
Yeah, but like it's about conversations we had with the drivers, like mostly about hitchhiking, and we talk with them, and then sometimes they have some revelation. Like one of them had a revelation and start kind of talking about it.
Burada bu videoda görəcəkləriniz çox autostop edərkən insanlarla olan söhbətlərdən gedir və onların reaksiyalarını görəcəksiniz.
And if someone have questions with the film, you can ask with no problem.
Film haqqında sizə sualınız olsa sonradan sual verə bilərsiniz.
Yeah, can we close the lights?
tren va continuant i arriba a Ripoll.
Sí, va.
Sí, va a ser una temperatura.
No suelo parar a nadie, te lo juro. ¿Cómo? Que nunca suelo parar a nadie. O sea, cuando veo gente haciendo nunca paro, pero os he visto.
Llevamos un rato ya.
No hay partido bueno, chaval. Aquí de rato. ¿Queréis una gasolina, queréis? ¿Cómo? Sí, lo digo porque tengo que ir a echar gasolina. A ver, digo porque de aquí. Yo te explico.
Sol fer una caminata, no? Va dir la teva mare d'aquí.
Sí, si cop un cop cada any. I ara van commemorar, perquè tres vegades que vaig viure la meva mare té molta energia. I doncs ara estic al cargo d'una entitat cultural, que jo soc fundador fa 25 anys, que es diu la Guíxola, que és una torre que estem intentant recuperar i ara sembla que sí que s'ha preservat ja amb una catalogació, però de moment s'ha de fer obres, no? Doncs ara amb això faig moltes coses, caminades.
Tiempo haciendo estas cosas o es la primera vez? Sí, hace años. Sí, a lo mejor vosotros conocéis a más gente que está metida en el mundillo este.
De autostop y tal.
Sí. Bueno, de Trotamundo.
Sí.
Yo que hay uno ahí, hermano, un colega, ha estado 2 años, chaval, mochilero. Lo echaron del curro, dijo que me voy a viajar. Y se puso a viajar, empezó yendo por aquí, ¿sabes? Francia, pum pum, subió para Rusia, luego Pakistán, Indonesia, todo eso, y acabó en México. México subió para Estados Unidos y luego volvió otra vez para México. 2 años. Llegó sin afeitarse, sin unas barbas.
Un colega así de aquí.
Sí, de ahí, vive aquí en Vallerano. En las casetas de Montaner, pasado la Repsol, que hay unos bloques de piso. Y 2 añitos se tiró por ahí, tío.
Y ya volvió, ¿no?
Y ya
¿Ha vuelto cambiado, no?
¿Ha vuelto cambiado? Otra mentalidad, tío. Sí, ¿no? Con menos eres más feliz.
¿Eres más feliz? ¿Es que?
Con menos eres más feliz. Sin tantas necesidades, sin generarte las necesidades realmente.
Sí.
Porque tú es lo que decimos, hostia, tienes 18 años, ¿qué quieres? El coche. También era así antes, hostia, ahora tengo 22, pero es que yo no quiero la casa. Ahora quiero disfrutar la vida, disfrutar de mis padres, de todo, de los pequeños momentos. Lo típico que se oye,
Sí, pero
es eso.
puesto a la práctica, vaya.
Y ahí está, y bueno, gracias al viaje. Vale, chaval. Checa la trompeta que no te deixi. Ahí, ahí, ahí.
Yeah, now we will like leave. If someone have questions, who would like to hear it? Yeah.
Hola.
Hola.
I'm Ulduz. I have one question. My question is, if I decide to travel like this, what I personally must think about? What's the most important? You said that everybody can do it, but why everybody don't? Why you only that you are special? So.
I think there's a lot of like cultural, like how is the culture of the country. For example, my experience in Spain, no one is doing it, so I don't do it. But in Germany, everyone is doing it, so I think it has to deal with this. And with fear, like you have to try out and discover it. No? Like
must we have any special abilities for this?
You like it's really nice because you are developing like survival skills. You realize about potentials you have. It's really you don't have to be shy, I guess.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, it's a way also to meet with you. No, it's like you discover things of you in the in the daily days. You're not discovering out you know. So yeah, you're changing your body, your mind, everything into on the road, no, traveling, and yeah, you change a bit, no. So, yeah.
What about visas? Don't you have to apply for visas every time?
Yes, we have. Like, okay, before starting the trip, we planned. And for example, Azerbaijan visa was really complicated. I don't know, because the country relations, each country has different relations and they are changing all the time, depending on the political interest.
How many days do you wait for the visa?
We did Kazakhstan visa in Barcelona, the only one. And all the other ones, we did it on the road. For example, Azerbaijan visa, we did it in Georgia, in Batumi. And China visa, we'll do it in Kazakhstan
or Kyrgyzstan. We don't know.
So you're already preparing for visa for China?
No, we will do it once in Kazakhstan.
Burada başa düşen vizalarında tercüme ihtiyacı var. Ve hanım soruşmuştu ki ve siz seyahat ederken vizaya ihtiyacınız olur mu? Ve bu nedir olur? Onlar da dediler ki bazı ülkelerde olur. Mesela Azerbaycan için vizaya ihtiyaç var idi. Ve onlar Barcelona'da olanda artık Kazakistan için olan vizanı yerleştirmişti. Hem Çin için.
What is the longest time you have to spend on the road waiting for someone to see you?
Yeah, 4 hours.
At the maximum, I think, yeah, maybe 4 hours. But we met some travelers. They told us that they waited like 24 hours in the same place.
In Spain.
Yeah. In Spain, it's quite difficult, but it works. Because, for example, if you are on the road like this, sometimes it's difficult because they don't really believe you. But if you are in the petrol stations, you are talking directly to people who is fitting their cars or buying some things, and you can talk directly and ask them if, yeah.
Hanım soruşmuştu ki en uzun ne kadar olurdu ki siz yolda kalmışsınız. Onlar dediler ki onlar için en uzun 4 saat olur. Ama bazı insanlar var ki onlar 24 saat gözlemeli olurlar. Mesela avtostop ederken belə gaz qayananda çok gözlemeli olursunuz. Ancak böyle benzin yerlerinde birbaşa danıştığınız için, insanlarla sohbet edildiğiniz için daha sıkıntı olursunuz.
We've been like 3 months now in Norway, and we are here. So actually, it's like really normal for us. We just start, and we know that someone will stop. And if not, we have the food and the sleep with us.
So üç aydır ki seyahat edirlər ve Barcelona'dan buraya kadar gelebilirler. Sadece avtostop edemekler. Onlar için çok da problemli olmuyor çünkü özlerinde yemekleri olur ve her şey olur. Burada da kalabilirler.
Last question, it's a bit personal, but what about laundry? How do you do it?
We clean it by hand.
Like right on the road or in the rivers?
Everywhere. Where is water, you can do it.
In a toilet.
Or
Onlar hanım soruştu ki bəs paltarlarınızı necə yuyursunuz? Çünkü yoldasınız həmişə. Onlar da böyle özümüz yuyuruq, öz əllərimizlə, bəzən tualetlərdə.
Could you please tell us what are the most challenges you faced on hitchhiking?
sorry,
The best challenges.
best challenges.
Challenges.
Like difficulties.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a huge challenge for us. Like this trip, long trip, like 6 months.
Hanım soruştu ki en büyük çetinlik onlar için ne olur? Onlar dediler ki bunun özü büyük çetinlik.
But it's great because while we were traveling, we also meet hitchhikers and people like really they are doing a lot of things. Like people, it's crazy. Like we met people like 4 years on the road.
Ve onlar avtostop ederken çok hemçinin belə avtostop eden insanlarla tanışırlar ve diğer insanlar hatta daha dəlidirlər. Yani onlar eləsi var 4 ildir ki bu belə yaşayırlar.
And people also are working while they are traveling, so it's a way of living as well.
İnsanlar hemçinin seyahat ettikçe de işləyirlər, onların yaşam tərzi belə.
Сказали, что они учатся из реализации как раз путешествия, и они издали книгу. Они ведут дневники по поводу того, как меняется, и выделили в книге какие-то мысли, не только фотографии, видео.
She asked if you keep your diary and you like note down some stuff, or you just have photos to show people at the end of the travel.
Well, I'm sending them back to Spain.
No, yes, you said that you are going to publish a book.
Yes.
Is this book going to include also your diaries or your feelings,
Yes.
change, etc.?
Yes.
So it's going to be a text as well?
Yes.
Okay, not only photos and videos?
No, mix everything. The thing is that it's really organic. We want to be as much organic as we can, so we don't know
So
already.
right now you have your diaries every day?
Exactly, but we are in Barcelona now, all of them. We are sending them. So we once back we have to arrange the book. Like also will be a challenge to with all this material we have organize after.
And the project, you said that you want a project for the Barcelona Foundation.
Scholarship.
Yeah, scholarship. The purpose of that project was to have this book explaining or what?
No, was to like the aim of the project was doing this travel, no? Because for us, traveling it's an artwork, you know. Just the experience of hitchhiking, it's something aesthetic, no? So yeah, just the book. It's something. It's like a small connection with all the experience we are having now, no? So it's like a approximation of the experience.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hanım soruşmuştu ki bu kitapta sadece tekstler olacak, yani sadece şekiller olacak ve bu kadar. Bunlar dediler hayır tekstler olacak ve her gün yaşadıkları her şey orada olacak ve hanımın ikinci sualı bəs sizə grant verilmişdi Barcelona'da olarkən və bu grantın nəticəsində yəni bu grantı sizə kitab olsun deyə mi verdilər? Onlar dedilər ki, xeyr, onun üçün deyildi, o grant sadəcə səyahət üçündür və
Sadece seyahat için değildi. Burada hamıya seyahat için Türkiye. Они считают, что путешествие – это искусство.
So the art, traveling is an art, right? That's why.
What?
Traveling is an art. That's why they gave it.
Yeah, yes.
What was the purpose of grants? The government, why did the government support it?
Yeah, because we wrote something really simple, that it's what we explained, no? Like 6 months traveling by our own, without a vehicle, like hitchhiking, and producing all these boxes, this archive, and sending it. This is the simple thing we wrote, and then we were just lucky, like okay, they like the project,
Ve onlar grant proposal'da verdikler ki seyahat ettikçe ve onlar yeni şeylerle tanış olacaklar. Həmçinin bu ince sənət baxımından yazdıkları proposal onların da xoşuna gəlir, bu ideyalar onların da xoşuna gəlir.
She had to.
Orada bir son var, baktığımız videoları. Orada bir kere şoförlerin sınıflarına karşısına kamera aşağıdan tutmuştu. Nasıl habersiz tutuyor da
So in the video there is a place that you were talking to the bus drivers and the camera is like this.
Yes.
So do they know you are recording?
Yeah, but this was because it was the first, it was an experiment, like it was at the beginning.
So they didn't know?
No, but now it's different, like we are recording more like conscious and we talk with them now.
Ve əvvəllər birinci dəfə o elə olubdu ki, bəli, onların xəbəri olmamışdı, amma sonradan olanda və indi bu dəqiqə bilə-bilə, yəni onlara xəbər verildi ki, bəli, sizi çəkin.
Bir bir sual vereceğim. Barcelona'da kutular gönderdiler. Müsait arazilerden kutular.
Necə? Barcelona bence?
Kutular gönderdiler. Mesela bir şey kapandan mesela. Azerbaycan'dan gönderdiler oraya kutu.
So every time you send a box to Barcelona, right, from every place you go, so have you sent any box from Azerbaijan?
No, now we have to do it tomorrow.
Sabah elemeler olacak. What have you found?
Not too much.
Yeah, this time not too much.
Çok teşekkür ederim.
Because the last 15 days were a bit fast going, because we had this lecture and then we have to take the ferry to Macau, to Kazakhstan, from Baku. So we were a bit in a hurry this time.
Yani bu defa biraz telassiller, 15 gün içerisinde tez seyahat eləməliler ve Kazakhstan'a keçməlidirlər ve ona göre de çok yukarıda yapılır.
15 gün Azerbaycan'da seyahat edeceğim.
The 15 days over Azerbaijan or like 15 days you have to be in Kazakhstan?
No, like in a few days, because the thing is that we take this ferry, maybe you know, it's a Soviet ferry, and there is no schedule, so we don't know when it leaves. So every day we have to go to the harbor and ask if the ship is there, and if it's there, maybe we can jump on it, because it's strange.
Orada bir gemi var ki hangi Azerbaycan'ın onları Kazakhstan'a keçirəcəklər və heç bir onlar üçün plan yoxdur. Yani onlar gelir her gün soruşmalıdırlar ki, bəs gəmi nə vaxt qalxacaq, necə gedir?
Bizden bir ders Fransız gelip yani var onu bilmiyorlar.
Yani
Şeyden ders Fransız.
cədvəli bilmək olur.
Ders Fransız'dan geri öğrenmiyorlar.
If you go to the place, so and then they have the schedule. Yeah, so you can go there. Yeah, to Kazakhstan. You can learn the schedule.
Yani ben bir Fransız.
Not free, no.
It's not
Okay.
Если они поймут, что вы не знаете,
So it's great.
Yeah. So you think it would be as easy to travel to girls, to Spanish girls in your age, as it was for you? There is no danger.
We've met several girls traveling alone as well, and and it's amazing. I mean, they explain really nice experiences, and it just, I think, if someone has fear inside, they give back this fear, like. But if you go secure of yourself,
Ve hanım soruşmuştu ki sizin yerinizde 2 kız olsaydı bəs necə? Yəni bu onlar üçün təhlükəli olmazdı mı? Onlar dedilər ki, artıq onlar çox qızlarla tanış olublar belə avtostop edən və onlar düşünürlər ki, qorxu insanın içində varsa bunu da yansıtacaklar. Eğer insan özünden eminse de onlar için fərqli olmayacak.
So you said that you were 19 or 20 when you left, right? How old were you when you left?
No, it was 3 months ago.
How old were you when you left? What was your age?
When we left Barcelona,
When you started the journey, what was your age?
it was the same like now. It was 1 month ago.
Only for a month?
No, I don't know. I mean, 3 months and he
One and something. Yeah. We started in different moments.
But no, he said before he started hitchhiking when he was 19.
Yeah. Now I'm 24. When I was 19, I discovered this way of traveling.
So he made a lot of travelings, like in Mexico and in Europe, like maybe during 4 years.
Yeah.
And the question was, did you have to face any kind of disapproval from your close friends or family when you started the journey?
They trust.
Yeah,
They have to.
Hanım sormuştu ki, biz neçə yaşımız var idi səyahətə başlayarkən? Səyahət ancaq Francesc üçün 3 ay bundan əvvəl, Aniol üçün isə 1 ay bundan əvvəl başlayıb, yəni eyni yaşlarında oldular. Ancaq ki, bir də hanım sormuştu ki, bəs ailənizdən sizə narazıçılıq çıxardılmaz oldu mu? Onlar dedilər ki, Did you come to Azerbaijan yesterday?
What?
Did you come to Azerbaijan yesterday? Did you arrive to Azerbaijan yesterday?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you gonna travel while you go to Kazakhstan or no?
No. No, but you should do it.
Hayır, ancak siz denemek istiyorlar ama onlar edemeyecekler. Seyahat edemeyecekler. Are you gonna stay back home?
Until the ferry goes.
Gemiyle gidecekler yani. Bakü'de kalmalıdır. So tomorrow or the other tomorrow, like the day after tomorrow, you're gonna go. What's the purpose of coming?
Why not?
Here to come and where? Yeah, because it was on our line to the east. So.
Onların yollarının üstünde olmuş.
Многие сейчас путешествуют на другой системе, на качество эффект. Это более удобная система. Они не по этой системе путешествуют и в отелях остаются, или же, например, все-таки используют качество эффект.
We don't use hotels.
Couchsurfing hakkında evvelce biraz demiştiler yani siz o No, they use it ama onlardan istifade edirlər ancak ki yani otellər
What was the most memorable moment of your journey?
Most memorable
moment of your journey?
I don't know. We try to all the time being like it's like finding a balance, with everything. Because hitchhiking, it's like you have moments really exciting and really explosive, and other moments like you feel down because you are not lucky sometimes, or the luck is not coming to you, so you have to try to find this.
Sometimes we are like 4 days on the road, and then we need to like chill out for a while. So I think it's the whole thing. It's beautiful. It's finding equilibrium.
Hanım soruştu ki en yanında qalan hadisələr və en yanında qalan günə baxdı. Onlar dedilər ki bu elə Barcelona'da yanında qalan bir şeydir və özünü balanslaşdırmaq gibi bir şeydir. Çünki bəzən elə olur ki şans sizə gəlmir və qalırsınız orada. Bəzən də çox asan gəlir, yəni daha çox balanslaşdırılır.
To help about hitchhiking, do you have some health insurance? For example, do you use a service of a doctor?
Yeah.
And have something?
Yeah.
Before leaving, we did the health insurance.
But do you know the duration of your...
It's 1 year. It's 1 year. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's in and which country it's in?
What? Which country? I cannot listen.
Which country about? Like, did you do this health insurance in Spain? Or?
Yeah, in Spain. Yeah.
No, I mean this health insurance. It's in all countries.
Yes. Yeah, all the world. Yeah, it's a worldwide insurance for women.
Hanım soruştu ki
Yeah, but it's not expensive.
sağlık sigortası alıyorsunuz. Yani ve sağlık sigortaları var ve onlar da dediler ki var ve bütün ülkelerde geçerli ve İspanya'da kalıplar sağlık sigortası. Başka sağlık var?
I have a question, sorry, but I just want to check all my documents regarding the travel, because when I was younger than now, I also was imagining how I would travel all around the world and started to make the point by point, like this city and the next city. And what I was interested about, what you should keep in mind that besides all documents, money, van ticket, emergency kit, and your favorite things, which also you should include your traveling bag. What's important besides all the standard?
Like you mean what we are carrying?
Yeah, besides standard,
Yeah.
the documents, money, van ticket, emergency kit, and
Well, we have 2 t-shirts.
Yeah, but basic things, I mean, I think it's
clothes.
everybody can guess it, no? What we need, like, yeah, small things, no? Like,
Clothes. We try to think about possibilities. Like sometimes it's really hot and sometimes it's cold. Like now in Kazakhstan in night, maybe it's getting cold.
yeah, some jumper, no? Some raincoat and some 2 shoes, no? In case one it's wet. Yeah. But it's not, I mean, it's not really.
And also during the trip, like I've lost some things, so you have to refill that while you are traveling.
Yeah.
Hanım soruştu ki siz seyahat ederken çantanızda dokumentlerinizden, pasportunuzdan başka neler olur? Onlar da dediler ki çok şey olur onlardan. Başka tişörtler olur. Mesela çok şeyler var ki onlar getirirler yeniden. Onları çantalarına alıp koyarlar.
I'm sorry I missed the beginning because we were a bit late, but you guys are first Spanish reviving in a while. What's your reaction to the king's abdication and the new prince becoming the king and hunting in safari and during the financial crisis, Spanish people, the joblessness, the unemployment, and the new prince becoming the king? How do you feel about that, Spanish people? What's your feelings? Even though you're on the road.
Yeah, but it's about the safari stuff. It happened like 1 or 2 years ago, no? And we are really. We don't want to think about monarchy because it's something. It's not. Yeah, we find it a stupid thing.
He lost his throne for that. It wasn't a small thing. He lost his throne, right? Basically, and also the son-in-law being corrupted.
Yeah, but it's not really clear why he lost the throne, and now we have a new king who is his son. No, I mean, yeah, it's always these kind of things are. Yeah, it's like nobody knows why it happened, and then you find the real reason, and it's the same bullshit. No? So,
Okay, so it's still in the family.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the son-in-law was accused, right, of the Olympic Committee and whatnot. So I'm interested how normal Spanish people feel about this.
The son of
We don't like it.
Remember the daughter's husband. Because of him, they're saying the king was the throne. So I just wanted to know your feeling as Spanish people.
Yeah, and also we are from Catalonia. Maybe it's more.
And Catalonia wants to be separated.
Yes. It's more like people. What we.
Nobody's into the monarchy.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody's disagreeing our areas.
Yeah, totally.
Hanım soruştu ki biz onun tanış olduğu birinci İspanyollar ve onlar hanım maraqlanır ki biz kralın bu maliyyə krizisi zamanı səfəriyə çıxmağa onlara necə təsir bağışlayır və necə bununla necə münasibət bəsləyirlər və onlar da dedilər ki bu çox insan bundan razılaşmır və təsdiqləmir.
I have a question too. Guys, I would like to know which country was for you the most complicated to us, to meet the people, and the most easy one also.
Each general, everywhere it's
Yeah.
easy, you know.
We are, because when you are really open to things, things come to you. So we have like all the time.
Hanım sormuştu ki en çektiğin ve en asan ülke sizin için hansıydı? Onlar da dediler ki çok da asandı, yani çekmem verecek.
What was the scariest moment of your
Yeah,
journey?
in Georgia, we almost have a car accident.
Hanım sormuştu ki ben en korkulu manzara oldu. Onlar da dediler ki Gürcistan'da az dalsın avariye düşürdüler.
But it was okay. It was like a small thing.
Balaca bir şeydi yani.
Yeah, we were just a bit impressed, no? Because they are so fast driving, and yeah, I don't know, like from 2 ways they converted in 3 or 4 ways altogether, no? And yeah, it was a bit annoying, but it's alright.
Gürcistan'da çok tez sürdüler, yani süratli sürdüler ve hemçinin 1-2 yolu 3-4 yere ayrılıp sürdüler. Bu onlar için tehlikeli. Başka soru var mı?
Do you have in your mind one country where you will finish this travel and you will go back to Prague?
Spain. Not really defined. Like China, it's super big, so and it's only 2 months. We can stay there 2 months. So we don't know. We will see once there if we change country and we keep traveling or because it's really organic. We wanted it this way that we can choose all the time and we can change all the time.
Çünkü hanım soruştu ki biz ne var hangi ülkede bitecek bu sefer? Onlar da dediler ki onlar hala bilmiyorlar ancak Çin çok büyük ülkedir ve onun orada sadece kervanlar olacak. Her yerde kullanılacak. Başka soru?
Have you ever tried traveling by plane? Are you afraid of it?
No, we did it, but we are not interested. It's totally straight.
Hanım soruştu ki biz teoriyle uçmağa bakırsınız. Onlar da dediler ki eləmişik ancak üstünü görmüyoruz.
Siyahıda neçə ölkə var və neçə ölkə planlarında var?
How many countries are there in your list? And how many countries are you planning to travel?
Yeah, we don't really care about it. I mean, it's not a race. Yeah, it's not a collection of countries we are going. It's just traveling, no? To East.
How many countries have you been till now?
In this trip? Or?
Yeah, in this trip.
I don't know, like Europe and Turkey,
So 8 maybe.
around
8 hanım soruştu ki biz neçə ülkədə olmuşsunuz, olacaksınız. Onlar da dedilər ki bu bir yarış değil, yani biz bilmirik neçə ülkədə olacağıq və neçə ülkədə olublar artıq. Onlar 8 bu səyahət daxilində 8 ülkədə olacaq. Başka soru var mı?
Okay. If anybody has yeah, thanks for coming. Yeah, it was a pleasure.